So after a quite horrendous season finally came to its conclusion, Man United somehow ended up with the FA Cup trophy. A lot of speculation surrounding Erik ten Hag's job and his future, but it looks as if they're sticking with him. He may even get a new contract by the looks of things, and there are, of course, many rumours going around now of all the players linked with Man United. Business needs to be done. Joshau Zirkzee is one man, along with Jared Brandtwaite, that United seem to be rather serious about, and it looks over the last couple of days as if they've entered negotiations with his agent and possibly with Bologna, and that something may happen here. So if they want to bring in Joshau Zirkzee, let's break it down with all the positives. We know, we've seen all the clips, we've seen all the highlights. I don't need to include any of them. I'm sure you've watched those videos now. The guy is a unique talent, extremely unique talent. Only 23, he's only going to get better, a lot of potential to grow. An absolute specimen physically. Very deceptively quick, good touch, good hold-up play, good build-up plays, creative, he'll get you a goal. Relatively cheap, and of course United need to be smart this summer with their business. What's not to like? What is not to like? Alright, well I'll tell you. Presumably, I'll put down this formation, these individual players. I presume that will be if Zirkzee comes in. There is obviously a few blanks. I've left a couple of other positions I think they need to strengthen, but that is probably the formation and the individuals that suit Man United best at the moment. So if Joshau Zirkzee is going to be that main man, there's no way of really fitting him and Højlund into the team without massively compromising Bruno Fernandes. And Bruno Fernandes is the main man. He's the guy you don't want to compromise. So, do you play a 4-4-2 and put Fernandes in a midfield too? I don't think so. That's not going to work. It's far too attacking. Do you put Fernandes on the wing? I don't think so. Do you put Zirkzee up front on his own? Well, that's one or two of the issues that we're going to get into now. Right, if they want to put Joshau Zirkzee as the main man, there's going to have to be a big change in system. Because Joshau Zirkzee likes to drop deep. He likes to be the false nine. He likes to come into midfield. So then you have a massive hole and a gaping space up front where he should be. So the wingers are going to be expected to cut inside, get you the goals. Liverpool did this for years with Salah, Mane, Firmino, probably the best front three in the world for a couple of years. Phil Foden was kind of doing it with City. Kevin De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva were kind of in and around him as well, and that was kind of a false nine, whatever. You can do it. However, United don't have the wingers to do it as of right now. If there's going to be this change in system, United are going to need wingers who get you 15, 20 goals a season. So that's problem number one, because Garnacho, as much potential as he has, the world is at his feet. The kid is special, right? He's not clinical enough as of yet. He's not going to get you 15, 20 goals in the Premier League. On the right wing, they don't even have a right winger who's good enough at the moment. They've been linked with Michael Olise. He, I don't think, would get you 15, 20 goals. He wouldn't be good enough to play in this system, I think. You have to get a goal-scoring winger. It's not easy. There's not many Mo Salahs out there. There's not many Sadio Manes that are... it's a very awkward system to play. Strikers are meant to score goals. Strikers are supposed to score goals. City, I know they won the league with kind of playing a false nine or whatever, as did Liverpool. But exceptions don't disprove the rule. For the most part, United's aim at the moment is to get top four. You need a guy up front who's going to get you 15, 20 goals a season. And he's the man. He's the outlet. He's the guy you expect to score goals, not the wingers. And if United want to insist on this, it's a big change in system. Who are going to be the wingers to get you 15, 20 goals a season? And that's problem number 2. Or 3. I've lost count already. Forgive me. But Joshau Zirkzee himself, I don't think is clinical enough, or he doesn't have that poacher's instinct instilled in him. He's not really the goal scorer that I actually think United need. They need a striker who's going to get you 20, 25 goals a season. 15 to 20 in the league. Zirkzee has 11 in Serie A, struggled in Germany, did okay over in Belgium on loan at Anderlecht. Coming to the Premier League, massive step up. Maybe in a few years, absolutely. We mentioned he's young, he has the potential, but as of right now, I don't think he's the guy that's going to get you 15 to 18 Premier League goals. And problem 3, maybe the biggest problem, we mentioned potentially there's going to have to be a change in system due to the nature of Joshau Zirkzee's game, but the kind of areas that he likes to pick up, the kind of spaces he likes to pick up, are exactly where Bruno Fernandes likes to be. So you put the two heat maps side by side, you can see they're the same areas on the pitch. So they're going to be on top of each other, falling over each other, they're going to be in each other's way. So someone's going to have to stick and someone's going to have to twist. Who's going to twist? Who's going to be the guy that makes the sacrifice and says, yeah, okay, I'll change my game. I'll go out here or go out there and you stay and do what you do. And do what you've been doing the last few years. Who's going to be that guy that twists? That's a problem. You're compromising Bruno Fernandes, who is the guy. He is the man for Man United. Everything goes through him. He's the creative outlet. He's the guy you're expecting to make things happen. He should be the one feeding the striker, rather than the striker being on top of him and getting in his way and kind of limiting the space that Bruno Fernandes has to work in. Of course, there is a world and a way where it could work and possibly they could gel together and actually create space for each other, but it's a lot going on. It's a lot to try to change within a few months. Bruno Fernandes is going to have to massively change his game. You're going to have to get goal-scoring wingers. Feel maybe an imbalance in the team. Where do you fit Zirkzee in? Is there going to be a change in formation? Is Zirkzee going to be the lone striker? Is Højlund going to play with him? I'm not so sure. I don't see a world where this works. Not next season. Possibly if you want to give it a year or two to blend in, to gel. Maybe Zirkzee gets a little bit more clinical. Maybe you bring in a winger who can get used to this system and work on his finishing as well. But as of right now, I don't see it working. I don't see a world in where it works. And United need it to work. If they're going to push for top 4, you need a goal scorer. You need someone you can rely on who's going to get you your goals. You also certainly don't want to limit and compromise the guy who could potentially get you top 4 in Bruno Fernandes by taking up his space and limiting his game, or maybe potentially asking him to change his game. So personally, I actually think Zirkzee myself would be a lot more suited to Arsenal, because Bukayo Saka is a goal-scoring winger. Odegaard can obviously get you goals. Martinelli was a goal-scoring winger, whereas obviously last season he kind of flopped a little bit, and that happens with young kids. I'm sure next season he'll be back with double figures. So for Arsenal and the way they play, because of the personnel they have, because of the individuals and the system they play and the individuals they have, Zirkzee would work at Arsenal. But for United, they don't have the goal-scoring wingers. Also, one of their best players, I think, would be stifled a little bit by Zirkzee. So I don't know what Erik ten Hag has planned. Maybe he wants to bring Zirkzee in and completely transform his game and change his game and get the big man to stay in and around the box and be the target man and just everything goes up to him. But I'm not so sure. And I'm not so sure how this works for United. I would be skeptical on this. Obviously very talented kid, really talented player, and will get better. But as of right now, to try and change so much, so drastically within a couple of months, when there's already huge pressure on Ten Hag, I don't think it's a smart move. I don't think it's going to work for United. Maybe I'm wrong. But as always, guys, let me know your comments. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. God bless. We'll see you in the next one.